أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولا تقربوا مال اليتيم إلا بالتي هي أحسن حتى يبلغ أشده وأوفوا الكيل والميزان بالقسط لا نكلف نفسا إلا وسعها وإذا قلتم فاعدلوا ولو كان ذا قربى وبعهد الله أوفوا ذلكم وصاكم به لعلكم تذكرون. In the previous verses, Allah Ta'ala instructed Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to tell the people that come, I will explain to you what Allah Ta'ala has made forbidden upon you. So continuing with this, Allah Ta'ala mentions, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا مَالَ الْيَتِيمِ إِلَّا بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ حَتَّى يَبْلُغَ أَشُدَّهُ. That do not come close to the wealth of orphans, meaning do not utilize the wealth of orphans except in a favorable manner. Meaning the little orphan child, you are the guardian of that orphan child, take the money of that orphan child and invest that wealth of the orphan child. Hatta yablugha ashudda, until he reaches the age of maturity. From here we understand that if a person is an executor of an estate, or a person is a guardian of the orphan child, or he is a trustee of the trust, then in this particular instance it is compulsory upon him to take care of the wealth of the orphan child. Many people take advantage of the situation, they usurp the wealth of orphan children. Quran says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَأْكُلُونَ أَمْوَالَ الْيَتَامَى ظُلْمًا إِنَّمَا يَأْكُلُونَ فِي بُطُونِهِمْ نَارًا. That verily those people that consume the wealth of orphan children, they are actually eating يَأْكُلُونَ فِي بُطُونِهِمْ نَارًا. They're eating the fire of Jahannam in their stomach. In reality, they're enjoying a beautiful cow with the wealth of that orphan child or a property. But tomorrow on the day of Qiyamah, that will be fire in the stomach of that person. وَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ وَالْمِيزَانَ بِالْقِسْطِ. Further, Allah Ta'ala mentioned, fulfill or give in full the weight and the measure of people with justice. Meaning when you are trading with people, then give them their weight and their measure in full. This was the disease, this was the illness that was found in the people of Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam, where they used to cheat the people in giving weight and measure. Allah Ta'ala mentioned the entire surah of the Quran, وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ, that woe and destruction be to those people that give less. الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ. When they take their measure from people, then they want everything in full, 100%. What I bought, I must get in full. وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُوهُمْ يُخْسِرُونَ. What when they weigh and they measure for other people, when they selling and they giving other people, Allah Ta'ala says, يُخْسِرُونَ, they give less. So Allah Ta'ala asked them a question, أَلَا يَظُنُّ أُولَٰئِكَ أَنَّهُمْ مَبْعُوثُونَ. Do they not think that tomorrow they're going to be raised on the day of Qiyamah? لِيَوْمٍ عَظِيمٍ. The day of Qiyamah is a very, very great day. يَوْمَ يَقُومُ النَّاسُ لِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. On that day, people will have to stand before the Rabb of the entire universe. We will have to answer to Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala further says, لا نكلف نفسا إلا وسعها. We do not burden a soul except according to its capacity. Meaning these commands of Allah Ta'ala are according to the ability of everyone. They can fulfill these commands of Allah. That is why Allah Ta'ala has burdened us with these commands. So there is a connection with this and the previous verse. The connection is this, that you have to give weight and measure in full. And a person that is genuine, he wants to give the customer his weight, his measure in full, but he makes a little mistake. Allah Ta'ala will overlook that on the day of Qiyamah, because Allah Ta'ala knows this man, he was genuine. Allah knows his intention. وَإِذَا قُلْتُمْ فَعْدِلُوا وَلَوْ كَانَ ذَا قُرْبَى. And when you speak, then be just, even though it is your close relative. Meaning if you're speaking either in favor of your relative or you're speaking against your relative, then also be just in your speech. Do not exceed the bounds in giving evidence against or in favor of your relative. وَبِعَهْدِ اللَّهِ أَوْفُوا. And fulfill the pledge of Allah Ta'ala. The pledge of Allah Ta'ala, that we have to bring iman upon Allah, fulfill that pledge of Allah. ذَلِكُمْ وَصَّاكُمْ بِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ. Allah Ta'ala says, this is the wasiyat, this is the advice, this is the command that Allah Ta'ala gives you, so that you pay heed to it. Allah Ta'ala further explains, وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِي مُسْتَقِيمًا فَاتَّبِعُوهُ. That say to the people, O Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that verily fulfilling these commands of Allah Ta'ala, this is my straight path. Therefore follow the straight path. وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا السُّبُلَ فَتَفَرَّقَ بِكُمْ عَنْ سَبِيلِهِ. And do not follow other paths, else you will be deviated from the path of Allah Ta'ala. When you deviate from the path of Allah, you're going to get different groups coming up in the world. And today we have moved away from the path of Allah. So many different groups we find that have sprung up and come up in the the world. ذَلِكُمْ وَصَّاكُمْ بِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. This is the command of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to you so that you adopt taqwa. We'll continue from here, inshallah.